He had been driving for 14 hours straight. The city lights blurred past his tired eyes as he fought to stay awake, his empty stomach growling louder than the noise of the traffic. His old taxi rattled with every turn, threatening to break down at any moment. It was another long night, one of those nights that reminded him how hard life had become. He thought about his wife at home, counting coins to buy food for their 2 children. Rent was due, the car loan was late, and his phone buzzed with messages from the landlord he couldn't bring himself to open. Yet he kept driving, hoping the next passenger might bring him just enough to survive another day. Around midnight, on a nearly deserted street, he noticed a woman collapsed on the sidewalk. Her clothes were stained, her breathing shallow. People passed by but no one stopped. Something in him, maybe instinct, maybe compassion, made him pull over. He rushed to her side, shaking her gently. "Madam, can you hear me?" No response. Without thinking twice, he lifted her into the back seat of his taxi. She was light, frighteningly light, and her pulse was weak. He sped toward the nearest hospital, honking at every car that stood in his way. When he arrived, the nurses rushed her inside, demanding payment before treatment. He opened his wallet and stared at what was left, a few crumpled notes, all he had saved to buy food for the week. For a moment, he hesitated. He thought of his hungry children, his exhausted wife. But as he looked at the woman being wheeled away, he couldn't walk out. "I'll pay," he said quietly, handing over everything he had. The doctors took her in immediately. Hours later, they told him she would live. He sighed in relief, too tired to feel the weight of what he'd just done. When the nurses told him he could go home, he nodded, stepped outside, and drove off into the cold dawn, his pockets empty, but his heart strangely full. Days passed. He didn't tell anyone what he'd done. His wife was angry that there was no money for food, but he only said the car had broken down. He went back to driving, working longer hours, hoping to make up for what he'd lost. Then, one afternoon, he got a call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end said, "Are you the taxi driver who brought a woman named Sarah to the hospital last week? Please come to the hospital today. It's urgent." Fear gripped him. Had something gone wrong? Was she alive? He arrived quickly, his heart pounding. As he walked into the hospital lobby, he saw a group of people waiting, well-dressed, their eyes kind. A woman stood in the center, smiling through tears. It was her. The woman he had saved. She walked up to him, holding his calloused hands in hers. "You don't know me, but I know what you did. The doctor said if you hadn't brought me here that night, I wouldn't be alive." He tried to smile, but words failed him. She continued, her voice trembling. "I was returning from another city when I collapsed. My family has been searching for the man who saved me. You didn't just give me money, you gave me my life." She turned to her family and nodded. One of the men stepped forward with an envelope and a set of car keys. "We want to repay your kindness," the man said. "This is a small gift, a token of gratitude. A new taxi, fully paid for. And a little extra, so you never have to worry about food or rent again." The driver's eyes widened. His lips trembled as he looked at the keys in his hand. I don't deserve this," he whispered. The woman smiled softly. Good people rarely think they do. But kindness has a way of finding its way back, sometimes when you least expect it. Tears streamed down his face. For years, he had struggled, feeling invisible in a world that moved too fast to care. But in that moment, he realized something powerful, that one small act of compassion could change not just a life, but a destiny. That night, as he drove his new taxi under the same city lights, he looked up at the sky and whispered, "Thank you." Not just to them, but to life itself. And from then on, every time he saw someone in need, he remembered that night, the night he gave everything he had and gained something no amount of money could ever buy, faith in the goodness of the world.